William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.
The Forest of Arden, in the heart of England, was once the hunting grounds of King Henry VIII. Here we discover Henry and his loyal courtier, Dave of Llewellyn, returning from a morning hunt, ready to feast and chillax.
Whoa, Dave. It's a fine morning's hunt. It's now time to feast and chillax.
Little does Henry realise that his modest lunch break will soon lead to a discovery.
This is a fine game I've invented. I shall call it pinball. No, golf. Golf.
And thus the noble king invented the game of Oh!
That is it. I'm a respected golf broadcaster and golf professional. I've done some stupid things for this show, but it's come to the end. I'm not prepared to accept that Henry VIII invented the game of golf. Do you know what? It's over. See ya.
Oh, come on. I'll get you a costume.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
After 9 thrilling regional championships, the 2015 Trilby Tour reaches its climax here at the glorious Forest of Arden for the World Championship Final. 2014 champion Jed Doherty returns to defend his crown, and as the ground staff prepare the course for the competition, we'll take a look back at the season so far and how the champions won their titles. Week 1 at Hanbury Manor saw a short game masterclass as 2013 world champion Seb Carmichael Brown single-putted each of the 3 playoff holes to become champion of Hertfordshire.
The biggest thing for me about Hanbury, I've said to a few people, is it was great that I'd won the final a few years ago, but to back it up with another big win at Hanbury was fantastic because it sort of validated it that it wasn't a one-off, it wasn't a fluke, that I actually could do it again and again and again. So that was the biggest thing. It felt like I'd validated the first win.
North of the border to Dalmahoy for week 2, and the longest course on the tour saw an epic battle for the honour of becoming champion of Scotland, a battle ultimately won by Trilby newcomer Kev Henderson.
I
think I had a good start. Front nine I played really well, and then I held it together on the back. And the lads around me, they wasn't really chasing me. And my caddy was a good influence because he could read the nap on the green. That was a big help to me. That got me through it. Great day.
Meon Valley hosted the wettest and wildest event of the year, but undeterred by a bit of rain, Dave Porter sank this long putt to become champion of Hampshire.
I think that's the environment you're trying to create. You try and create a pressure situation to see how people play, and it's great, I think, from a personal amateur perspective to think, when you're under pressure, how do you really cope? What's your swing really like? Is it going to fall to pieces? Are you going to make yourself look a complete monkey? Yeah, just don't make rogues gallery. I still don't know if I have. I'm just hoping I haven't.
Hollins Hall saw cool as a cucumber Peter Hall claim the title Champion of Yorkshire on his home course.
Unbelievable. Just a fantastic end to a fantastic day. It was just superb. Beyond anything, any expectation that I had. I just wanted to start the day, play well, play better than I had done 2 years before, but then to win it, awesome. I even run work because I was due to start work the next morning at about 6 o'clock, and I rung one of the lads up and said, "Look, will you cover me in the morning for a couple of hours? We're going to have a few beers." And we did. We stayed in the hotel until about 3 o'clock in the morning. Had several beers, and then yeah, it was a rough day at work the next day, but enjoyable all the same.
The worst golf of 2014 was played at Worsley Park. Thankfully, standards improved vastly in 2015, and Shane Nugent won a tense playoff to become champion of Lancashire.
I don't know. I didn't know how to react. It was one of them ones where if I thought about it, I probably would have been a bit more hysterical, probably, because I won it. But it wasn't controlled, but probably controlled in a way it wasn't meant to be. I wasn't trying to come across as, you know, a cool customer. I was just, that's the way it was that day. So yeah, it was a funny feeling to think that I actually had won, but I didn't know how to feel. So I just thought I'd just keep calm to the best I could, which was really good.
The tight and tough course at Bredsall Priory was eventually conquered courtesy of an inspired piece of skill from new champion of Derbyshire, Paul McMillan.
I went into the second hole one shot up, the other guys had bogeyed the first, I parred it. I hit a good drive, I just pulled it slightly left, ended up, it's probably the only place on that hole you can't go. It's just a great big dense bit of trees. It turned out to be a great shot. Everyone was saying to me, great shot, but it could have been, if I didn't get out of there, that could have been the end of the Trilby Tour for me. Then it would have turned into a stupid shot, but as it turned out, it was a great shot.
There was the traditional welcome in the hillsides for the new champion of Wales, as in his third playoff appearance of the year, Paul Llewellyn claimed his umpteenth Trilby title at Saint Pierre.
Wow, we put a lot of work into it. We were disappointed last year in the final at Saint Pierre, and you know, we thought we got a really good chance. It didn't happen. We recognised that this was the final this year, so we've buckled down a little bit. We've practiced a little bit, probably in a different way this year. It was really intensive last year, but we've been a little bit more relaxed about it. Tried to make it a little bit more fun because we got a bit too serious, and that's what it's about. You know? It's about having fun out here. And it was probably the highlight of the Trilby Tour for us last at Saint Pierre, because the amount of support that was there, and the roar when the putt went in was by far probably the best experience we've had.
Traditionally a high-scoring venue, Tudor Park saw some unusually modest cards handed in this year. Nevertheless, local lad Scott Wolford battled through an eventful playoff to become champion of Kent.
Oh, amazing. The support on the night was fantastic. The next day when I went back to Tudor Park and played, everyone was congratulating you. It still feels surreal, to be honest. Everyone says, oh, you know, you won the Trilby Tour, and you know you won it on your own course, and yeah, it hasn't sunk in yet. It still won't do, and probably till next year till you come to defend it. So yeah, no, the members, the captain, the pros, everyone at at Tudor Park was fantastic on the day. Couldn't wish for better people. It's the members that make the course, it really is. So.
Longest standing Trilby venue, Sprouston Manor, provided the usual welcome and some thrills and spills before Tom Chapman became the new champion of Norfolk.
I mean, to be honest, there's a lot going on, and it's a case of making sure that you hit the shot you need to hit, and it's a case of trying to blank everything out and everything that's going on around you, and you've got a shot and you've got to hit the shot. So I tried to focus on that. Obviously, it is a big deal having everyone around you, and never been that nervous on a golf course before, but it's just the pressure of all the people around you and all the cameras. It does get to you.
Before we get down to business, let's hear how he felt the year went from the man with his name on the trophy.
2015 has seen a remarkable uplift in the standard of golf. 2014 I saw it start to happen where the guys were entering for fun, which is great. You know, it's golf, it's a game, it should be fun. But those fun day out guys are making way for guys who are here to win. Anyone can win this today. It's an open field full of very, very, very good players.
Time to get on with the golf. Here's your commentator Rob Lee, joined for the final by Ewan Murray.
Thank you, Mac. Yes, we're at the Forest of Arden for the Trilby Tour World Championship Final for 2015. 9 regional championships, 1,200 competitors, and the final 100 players. And alongside me, a man that's been at World Championships, Majors, Tour Championships, and now Ewan, it doesn't get any bigger than this.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's their major championship. It's a nice day. It's a beautiful course. So I think we can all sit back and enjoy the golf.
And let's enjoy William. He's on the first tee with the 2014 champion, Jed Doherty.
Jed, reigning world Trilby Tour champion.
Indeed.
You've enjoyed that, haven't you?
Yes. I've tried not to enjoy it too much, but failed. It's been brilliant. So.
Can you retain?
That is my plan.
Yes.
As I told you in Scotland, I just hadn't been playing. I'd been injured and not playing at all. Now I'm hitting the ball okay.
So you're well rested.
Well rested and
coming back to form.
Great caddy again, same caddy, and hopefully we'll give it a go.
Oh, 7 handicapper Jed, cheeky little par 4, the first gentle opener, just find the fairway. Seems happy with that. Bounce straight. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely start.
Carl, we all know who you are.
Yeah.
Tell us what you've won.
In 2012, I was lucky enough to win the Trilby Tour World Championship at Stoke Park Golf Club.
Now, you've been doing this a few years. Have you noticed, I've certainly noticed, that the standard of play is just getting better and better and better. The handicaps are coming down, aren't they?
Yeah, it's very, very rare now. You see in the last few groups there's anybody above 8 or 9 handicap.
Yeah.
Majority of them are 5 or better.
Yeah.
I was on the range earlier on. It was like watching pros, to be honest with you.
Does that put pressure on you? I mean, you're one handicapper. You're there, scratch one, aren't you? Does that put pressure on yourself? Because you can play.
Yeah, well, I always feel confident that I can hit the ball. It just depends how I put on the day.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can go out there and hit it solid, and if we can hold a few putts, then we should be in the mix.
Well, he won on a fine course, Stoke Park, to the west of London 3 years ago. Fairly confident off the tee, healthy swipe.
James, what can we say?
I don't know.
Your name strikes fear into other Trilby Tourians, and you're
Really?
back in the final. But you don't see it. You don't see it yourself. But I see the other guys. And when you mention James Killervo, it's like, oh, is he? He's here. Now you've got a few guys that got ahead of you. Paul Llewellyn has got in front of you now on the League of Trilby Tours, but he's not won the big one.
No. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
He came close at Norfolk.
Yeah, I played a lot
close.
better. I was much more pleased with my game. It was just steady. The course seems to suit me. I don't know why.
That was the old James Vose, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was much more normal. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'm still playing like that. Touch wood.
Yeah.
Played yesterday, hit the ball the same. So seems to be working on the practice ground. But once you get on the course, it's a different game, isn't it?
Well, James, a 6 handicapper, very smart address position, posture's excellent. Nice work. Very smart. Ooh, bunker.
Kevin, you're a magnificent golfer. Why haven't you won this thing so far?
Probably a little bit of luck, William, you need. Probably have to play a little bit more, and it's all down on the day.
Do you think you get in the way of yourself a little bit sometimes? Do you think you get that driver out? You hit the ball a mile. Do you think sometimes you take that driver out when a bit
Maybe
less
so.
might do?
Yeah, maybe so.
I have seen you drive yourself into trouble.
Yes, and even the likes of this hole, the first hole, it's either going to be a 5 wood because I hit it too long. It's 290 and you go into trouble. I have my son caddying today, so hopefully he might take me a bit of luck and he might be able to quiet me down a little bit.
From County Louth in Ireland, some good courses there. Fast hands, very fast hands. Oh, too fast. And it's a wet start, I'm afraid, for Kevin.
So we'll leave Kevin with a drop out the hazard onto the golf course and catch up with James Vose at the 6th. Hasn't found the fairway here, but his second shot, he's got a clear line. And he's got that up very quickly over the top of the trees. And too far right now. That's some pitch shot he's got left there. See, that's what I should have done. Just kick the right knee in. That's the ticket.
Doherty at the 8th, last par 3 in the front line. Got to be careful here. Bit of water. He's done very well. He's fired that straight at the flag. Brilliant shot.
Carl Powell, we know about his power. What about his finesse? Here at the 15th. It's a very tricky par 3, this. That's a lovely shot. I mean, right at the target, nestling on the back edge. A little unfortunate to release that much.
Back to the 6th. Up and over the edge of the bank. Slipped the club under the ball. What a job he's made of that. He's given himself a chance.
Back to Jed Doherty. Different performance to what he managed last year. Birdie putt at 8. Well, a little weak, and in the end it wasn't a great day. 25 points, did not qualify. Good to see him back though.
First par 5, the 3rd hole. Sun coming out, bang on cue. Lovely clear blue skies. That's okay from there. Take that home and practice on it.
Something out of Last of the Mohicans, that one. It's huge. James Vose, par putt. Oh, and that one's slipping away off the casino chip, and that's how his day went. Bad gamble, 31 points, DNQ.
Simon plays at one of the great courses in England, Fulford Heath. 3/4 backswing, good speed on the way down. Just okay.
Stuttard to try and polish things off at the 3rd, the par 5. 20-footer, nearly. He's an aggressive player, the youngster.
Cummins at the 6th hole. Just pulled his tee shot down the left side. Trying to swing this in with a draw from right to left. Has he overdone it? Well, just a little, but that's okay. Right in the throat of the green.
A lot of the famous Trilby Tourians battling here. Carl Powell amongst them, only 20 points after 14 holes. And almost making it 2. But it wasn't a great day. 26 points, done and dusted. Carl Powell, DNQ.
Well, he talked about his putting earlier, and it wasn't quite as sharp as it needed to be today. Now Cummins from the front of the green. Slow putt for the first 20 feet, then on to the level. Superbly judged from there.
Stuttard, the par putt, and crossing the hands, left below right, and just about makes that one. 33 points at this point, leading the clubhouse.
It's a good total, a good target for the rest. Let's see if Darren Abbs can make some points here at the 6th. Tee shot just off the right side of the fairway, and understandable, out of bounds all the way up the left. Left himself an uphill putt. He might fancy that one.
Oh, caddy struggling to get the club in the bag. Let's see if Deacon struggles with his birdie putt at 8. Just from the front of the green, but thankfully dry. This is a decent cuff up the hill. And all in all, a a pretty good job. 33 points, joint clubhouse lead for Simon. Good work, but a long wait.
Back to Darren, who plays at Royal Norwich, where John Hudson had back-to-back holes and one on the European Tour back in 69, 70. I thought he might fancy it. Perfect base, bolts it into the back of the cup.
Well, that buck looks very relaxed. Back in Henry VIII's day, he would have been very nervous indeed. This was one of his hunting grounds. But let's meet our bucks, the 2015 regional champions. Well, they're all looking pretty sharp, but I don't think Michael Flatley's going to have any nervous moments whatsoever. We'll see them all perform when we come back after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back. We're at the Forest of Arden for the 2015 Trilby Tour World Championship Final. The best score in the clubhouse is 33 points, but let's catch up with William. He's on the first tee, and he's catching up with the 2015 regional champions.
Seb, we saw you lift the trophy at Hanbury Manor. Can you play any better than that?
Hopefully I can play the same as that.
Yeah.
But any better than that, it'll take some doing. I'll have a go.
If you play the same as that today, you're lifting that trophy, aren't you? I mean, it was unbelievable.
If I play...
We were going to drug test you. It was incredible.
If I play like that, then yeah, I'm going to be there, right in the mix.
Yeah.
That's what that putter, isn't it? To get the putter nice and warm, then who knows, anything can happen.
Do you think people fear you today?
Don't know, maybe. I think I might fear me the way I putted in that playoff. I fear myself now.
Yeah.
But it's just about, try your best, give it everything, and golf is such a cruel game. You get your expectations too high and it bites you straight in the backside. So
And you've been world champion.
I have, yeah, and I understand it's never been done twice. So that's what I'm here for. So let's see what happens.
Seb not short of confidence, which is a good club to have in your bag. Tee shot here at 155 today. Teeing up on the left-hand side, pin over on the right. Oh, so close.
Kevin Henderson not having such a great day at the 14th. Another testing par 4 at the Forest of Arden. 19 points so far. He won back in the early part of the season. Dalmahoy. Let's see if he can find the target with this. Well, it touched it for a little bit, but releasing a little too far.
Kevin, you came out as champion of Scotland after a ferocious, it's the only word I could describe, a ferocious battle with Paul Llewellyn.
Yes, I did.
He's a pal of yours.
He's a pal of mine.
Was he a pal of yours after that?
Well, I'm still a pal of his. He might not be a pal of mine.
Now, tell us what happened after that final when you lifted that trophy. What happened after that?
I said to my wife that if I went on and won it, then we would stop at Gretna and get married the next day.
And
that's
you
what I
did?
did, yeah. And I'm still married today. Just about.
Left himself a bit to do at 14, but nice setup, bit of lean in the shaft. Quiet hands, smooth rhythm. Beautifully executed. Lovely.
Well, the low handicappers look so accomplished around the greens. This is Dave Porter from Goodwood. Again, a champion, this time at Meon Valley. The weather was not fantastic, and he's judged that to perfection. Look at that.
Dave, that triumph, that victory in those conditions down at Meon, they were tough, weren't they?
They were horrific. They were horrific. I don't think you can really explain to people how hard it was, because they think you're just dressing it up to make it sound like you did even better than you did.
And you sunk an incredible putt, didn't you, to keep that thing alive?
Yeah, I'd like to think I got lucky, but we read it all right, and my son just said, make sure you hit it hard enough. And it went in. It was fabulous. It was a lovely occasion, a lovely day, really, really enjoyable. And again, as we said, stoked, full of emotion. So
it's been a struggle for Porter today. Yeah, the par 5 17th, one of the most recognisable holes in England. Well, trying to put in a strong finish, but unfortunately with 30 points will not qualify.
They're tumbling, the champions of the year, that's for sure. What about Henderson? This is at 14. Witchy holes, good news on that occasion, but 26 points doesn't read well. DNQ for Kevin, he's gone.
Peter Hall at the 16th just pushed his second shot over to the right side. Straightforward pitch and run here. Firm first bounce. That's going to go on and on.
Peter, you grabbed that title at Hollins Hall,
Yeah.
champion of Yorkshire, out of nowhere, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I thought I did. Yeah, it's. I know I'd had a good 18.
You were very surprised, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a bit speechless, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said. I remember you saying, "Look like you're enjoying yourself," you know. But
You're a Yorkshireman. It's hard for you
Well,
to do that, isn't it? Now, you've enjoyed being champion of Yorkshire, as we spoke earlier.
Yeah, it's been superb. Yeah.
Can you
it's-
bring that form here today?
I'm gonna take the same outlook. I went there wanting to enjoy it, and see what happens. And I'm going to do the same today. I'm going to enjoy the round of golf, and let's see what happens.
Well, Peter, for his 4 at the 16th, it's not going to make too much difference with only 11 points. That's a great putt. Someone always takes something home with them, but DNQ for Peter. Still got a nice smile, though.
Shane Nugent, handicap of 12, plays at Mere Golf Club just outside Manchester. Flying it all the way and getting some stop. Excellent.
Shay, champion of Lancashire. First time up?
Yeah.
One game, one win.
That's the way it is, isn't it?
You're going to keep a 100% record today?
Well, hopefully I'll try my damnedest. Hopefully I will, so it's excitable, really good.
You enjoyed lifting that trophy, didn't you?
Of course I did, yeah. I didn't know what my reaction was, hence why I wasn't maybe as excitable as maybe I thought it was, but it was just shock.
I think it was said that you said to someone that you sunk in a few days later.
Yeah. Something I was in Portugal 2 days after, and that's when I realised, like, oh,
wow, I've won.
Yeah, I've won.
I'm
Which-
champion of Lancashire.
Exactly. So I was a bit in shock at the actual final, but it was fantastic, really good.
Well, Nugent with the birdie putt at 15. Be a tasty 2. Back and through. Open the door, close the door with the club head. Has it worked on this occasion? Boom! Unfortunately, short-lived, 30 points, DNQ. But a champion this season, a good year.
It's a fine line between qualifying and not as we get to Paul McMillan, 10 handicapper. Again using the left-hand side of the tee at 8. Give himself the best look at the flag. Ah, it's another one. So close again. Brilliant golf.
Paul, we saw you lift the trophy at Bredsall, probably the toughest course on the circuit.
Yeah.
How did you tame that one?
It was a very tricky course. Length weren't the beast of it. It was tricky. The greens, the slopes on the fairways. I just tried to play steady golf all day, which I did.
It worked.
It absolutely worked. Yeah.
Well, such a good tee shot. Can he finish it off? 4.5 feet left for the birdie 2. He's got it.
29 points, though. Another champion tumbles, Paul McMillan. No more for him. DNQ. Rocky Llewellyn at the 5th. He's got his man Dave on the bag, who's the brains of the outfit. Has been all year long. Maps the course out in millimetres, apparently.
Paul, you're coming in as champion again. For the one you wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, we wanted St Pierre. We liked St Pierre. It owed us a game. We had some pretty bad luck down at St Pierre a couple of seasons, and
It left you hurt, didn't it, St Pierre?
Yeah, last year's final was a tough one to stomach, but we'd done a load of prep. We even went to Dubai for a week before with Mr. Voth. But is
there much golf going on there?
Loads of golf, but 50 degrees. The ball flew about 15 clubs
Now,
further.
let me come in here. You keep saying we. All the time you say we.
Yeah, well, it's Dave, isn't it? It's me and Dave against the rest of the world. That's what it is when we play. So he's done his homework. We've both mapped the greens this time. So we've both looked at all the greens and all the different. We've been all over these greens like probably more than we've ever been on any tournament, because we know it's all about the greens here. Reports are coming in on the back nine that people are 3-4 putting all over. So we expected that. We expected to trick them up. So we've practiced accordingly.
The 43-year-old who plays at Drayton Park's been the naily man of the Trilby Tour. 3 playoffs before he won at Saint-Pierre.
Great shot.
Efficient, neat and tidy.
Scott Woolford, 17 points. Nobody murdering this course today because it's such a stiff test. Coming towards the end at the par 5, and that's a marvellous approach. That's one he can take home as a little mini highlight of the day.
Scott Wolfie Wolford, have your feet touched the ground yet?
Not at all. No, I'm still about a foot off the floor, to be honest.
Now you lifted that trophy as champion of Kent to a massive crowd, your crowd,
yeah,
and you won that out of nowhere because you'd lost it on that hole, and you just hit an unbelievable shot out the woods. How much is that because you knew the course, because it's your course?
Yeah, local knowledge, massive
Yeah.
advantage. Local caddy, had the club champion on the bag that night. Right time, right place to
Yeah.
pull a shot off like that, and fortunately I was the person at the end of the club, so.
Now you could feel the love at your club. All the guys were there, just so proud of you, weren't they?
No, the members at the Royal were fantastic, and they make the club, and their support was worth the extra shot in the playoff. Got me home.
Rough old day for Scott, but he can make it better here for the birdie 4.
DNQ 19 points. However, that tournament that he won in Kent as a Kent man was fantastic.
To Tom Chapman, 8. Sets up for a natural looking fade. May have double crossed that. Well, he has, but it's not bad.
Tom, champion of Norfolk, 2015, out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a good result in the end.
How's it felt since you lifted that trophy?
Well, to start off with, it was a bit surreal, and now sunk in a little bit after the camera stuff here and the interviews and things, and it's a lot better since then. I've enjoyed it.
Well, Thomas Chapman, let's see what he can do here. Not so bad, 13 points through 7 holes, just 1 over par.
Not bad with 5 handicap. I didn't need much more.
In the end, though, 28 points. DNQ, the champions, continue to disappear, but we've still got 2 alive, and we'll see how they get on after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
The Trilby Tour World Championship Finals gathers pace because we've got a couple of champions from this season right in the hunt, but the rest are going to hunt them down. It's going to be some finish.
Quality of golf has been really of a high calibre over the first half of this final. Out to Paul Davis, second at the 6th. Tree's just about in his eye line, but he should be okay. Skim it up and over there. Had a good connection from the second cut. Just turned the club face.
Seb Carmichael Brown, one of the favourites for the event. 33 is the best in the clubhouse at this stage. Here's Seb. Always goes down after the ball. That's his style. And he's worked that one out very well.
Davis from the left-hand side of 6, perched up nicely on the bank. And doing the right thing. Get the ball on the green quickly. Let the ball do the work. Super.
Well, we saw the approach of Carmichael Brown. Fast birdie putt down the hill for a tasty birdie at 12. He's just touched that. Unlucky.
Putter that Davis won't be using for much longer. Broom-handled putter for the par at 6. Nicely knocked in, and well, it's going to be an anxious wait for him, currently in the playoff position.
Get ahead to 15 as the rain starts to tumble. Rocky Llewellyn, 29 points. This is a very good day, but he's got to finish it off. 2 par 3s between here and the house. This the tee shot at 15. Terrific. Centre of the green, taking no chances.
Scorley shower beyond us now. Over to 17, the second of Robertson. Tony qualified Dalmahoy. That was way back in week 2. Just enough to carry the water. Now an uphill putt.
And back on the front 9 at the difficult 6th. 3 handicapper, Josh Emerton. Just from the right-hand side. He's given that the business. Full tilt.
All sorts of ages. 19 years of age. We've got some in their 50s there, and all as competitive as the other. Llewellyn at 15. Fairly safe tee shot into the wide part of the green. You look at him and Seb, very efficient on the greens.
Well, Tony Robertson, cometh the man, cometh the hour. This is for an eagle, would you believe, at 17 with 29 points. Fast finish. He knocks this in. Oh, one more roll. 33 points, though, joint clubhouse leader.
33 still the mark, as it was the target in the middle of the day. Nobody's managed to get past that. Emerton with a par putt here at 6. Narrow stance, ball in the middle of the stance. Must try it, working nicely.
Another man at 33 points. That is a log jam in the clubhouse. Okay, time now to catch up with Fraser Liston, the Director of Golf at the Forest of Arden, so he can tell us about the course and take us through the playoff holes.
Forest of Arden, tale of two nines really. Front 9, sort of traditional parkland, reasonably wide open off the tee, so it's suitable for all levels. But you've still got to be precise with your iron shots into greens. And then back 9, very different. It's in a deer park, a little bit tighter, more ferns, feels a little bit more enclosed. So you definitely have to be accurate off the tee in order to set up approaches into greens. There's lots of water on the back 9 also, so it'll be interesting to see the guys this week with water in front of greens, how they're going to react to that under pressure. Okay, so playoff hole 1 is hole 10. It's par 4, 407 yards. It's gentle dogleg round to the right. You're going to have to position your tee shot well. It's about 240 to get to the corner, but you can run out to fairway about 280. So the ideal shot is really a 3-wood with a fade to open up your attack into the green. The green does sit at an angle to you, but they're going in with a mid-iron and it's quite a big target and the pin position is quite generous today. So as long as they miss the front bunkers, par should be achievable. Second playoff hole, par 5, 537 yards, slightly downhill. Given conditions today, I don't think many people are going to be going for the green in 2. So it's reasonably wide off the tee, but with the pressure, the ferns may come into play. But really, it's a 3-shotter, so you've got to position your second shot, I would say just past the path to sort of give you 90 yards in. The pin is tucked not too far over the water, so obviously take an extra club to make sure you get across that, and really interested to see how the guys cope with that under the pressure. Final playoff hole is the 18th, playing off the top tee. It's going to be 207, 195 to the front edge. Can play up to a 2-iron, playing into the wind. It's not too windy today, but a challenging finishing hole. And again, the pressure can come into play. We've got a big bunker on the right, so the play would be really centre of the green, 2-putt for par and get out of there. It's a really tough par 3 to finish with.
Just before that, the par 5 17th, we catch up with Craig Blow Up Blackford. Now, how did he get that name, Rob?
Well, he tends not to be a good finisher. It's just one of those things. The last few holes can be problematic. This is 17, and, well, he's in trouble there. Kevin Commons, the big hitter, 33 points, but playing the last.
Signature hole at the Forest of Arden. Packington Trout Lakes on the left-hand side. Must avoid that. So you'll see that bunker quite busy. It's the bailout area there.
Back to Blackford, who's trying to put the crosses on the T's and dot the I's to this round. Fine bunker shot would be handy. Didn't need much more, unlucky.
Cummins is second at 18, lying nicely on the upslope, able to attack that, slip the club under the ball. He's made a very good job of it.
Back to Blackford's par putt at 17. 32 points. Oh, nearly. In the end, just one more point from 17 and 18. Joint clubhouse lead.
To 18, Cummins up the hill. Not much in this, virtually dead straight. Didn't hit it. It's a weak one.
34 points. New leader, Kevin Cummins. Will he make it into the final?
Out at the 12th, Abs with his second. Dangerous shot. Narrow gap between the bunker and the water.
Carrying quite the crowd as we get to the 18th. And Carmichael Brown, hybrid here. He's playing long. Just over 200 yards. Back and through in confident fashion. Anywhere on the green's a great shot. And that is a great shot. Well played.
Llewellyn to follow. Been a good day for Llewellyn. Just put the icing on the cake now. Yet another one. Fine. Hand bunker. It's understandable. Trouble.
Abs for his eagle out the top to a break second. Putt. Sensible club. Edges are beautifully secured. Fine that for that too.
After that excellent tee shot from Seb at 18. Up the hill, a little left to right. Pace beat it. Dead weight, he might have had that.
So, watching the bunker shot of Llewellyn, who's got 36 points in the bag, and he's going to add to that. But is it by 1 or by 2? Still to be decided. Dave watching on.
Quickly back to 12. Good first putt from Abs. Going well. 20 points. And a few more added there.
34 points. He's in the shake-up. That ties the clubhouse lead. Darren Abs of 2. That's excellent. Very competitive.
Par putt now for Carmichael Brown. Bit bold with the first one. Interesting putting style.
But look at that. Under par. 37 points. That is the new clubhouse lead. Determined look on his face as well.
Llewellyn to finish off after the bunker shot. 15 feet left for the par.
.37 points. That ties the best score of the day. Llewellyn and Carmichael Brown cannot be separated. So the situation's very clear. The top 4 are Seb Carmichael Brown, Paul Llewellyn, Darren Abs and Kevin Cummins. Commiserations to Blackford, who blew up again, Deakin, Emerton, Robertson, Stuttard and Paul Davis. Let's hear from William Hunt. It's Hunt's Hunch.
Who's going to win? Very tough. Darren Abs, 2 handicap, very good player. Don't know much about him. A lot of people here to support him. A lot of people are saying he's got a big chance. They wouldn't be here if he didn't. Kevin Cummins, we know Kevin's inside out and we know he can get in the way of himself. If he can keep his driver control, he could win. Big question is Seb Carmichael Brown and Paul Rocket. Well, this is the Fraser and Ali of the Trilby Tour. Spark's been flying off these 2 all day. If I've got to call it, I can't call it. I know I want to win, but I think he will win. That's all I'm going to say.
I've never heard William so quiet. That can only be a good thing. Join us after the break and we'll see if Hunt's Hunch is equally as on the fence as it sounded right there.
The Perfect Gentleman's Playground. The Perfect Gentleman's Playground.
Well, the whole year boils down to this. This is it, the biggie, the 2015 Trilby Tour World Championship Final.
Gentlemen, on the tee we need Paul Llewellyn, Seb Carmichael Brown.
And these four players have played so well all season, not only to qualify, but to play in the final and get to the final bit. These are the four best players of the year.
First up to the tee, the joint top scorer on the day, Mr. Paul Llewellyn.
Paul Llewellyn, age 43, Drayton Park Golf Club, handicap of 6. Just go and try and win it. You know, there's some experience in there. Seb, we've got Kev Cummins, and I believe there's a 2 handicapper in there as well. So all low single figure handicappers should be able to play around here. So I think it could be interesting.
Bit of rain seems to just add to the drama. Tee shot at 10. First of the playoff holes, little dogleg from left to right.
Next up to the tee, also our joint scorer on the day, Mr. Seb Carmichael Brown.
Seb Carmichael Brown, 30 last Friday, the Shire London 5 handicap. I'm here now, the pressure's off. I have been in 2 playoffs, I've won 2 playoffs. I won the final in 2013, I was in a playoff with Paul at Hanbury Manor this year, and I came out on top then. So just got to try and do the same thing again, stick to my game plan. I'm now going to just go for it and see what happens.
Let's see what that game plan is. Also with the driver.
Well, down the left half of the fairway is perfect if you can manage that, and that is the wrong side of the fairway.
Next up to the tee, Mr. Darren Abbs.
Hi there, I'm Darren Abbs, 32, Royal Norwich Golf Club, off 2 handicap. I've played really well actually, so I managed to keep the damage down, so it worked well. 10 is a hard drive, probably try and play a bit safe there. 12, I might give a go for on 2, and 18 I played quite well today, so hopefully stick it on there again. Be good to try and beat them, try and beat the old boys, the veterans.
He is right, 10's an awkward drive. You really have to try and move the ball from left to right. Start it down that left side, let it drift back.
It's a powerful swing. Oh yes, right around the corner.
And finally to the tee, Mr. Kevin Cummins.
Kevin Cummins, Club RD Golf Club, age 46, handicap 6. Very good, got off to a slow start. My son was on the bag today. I think he took me a little bit of luck, of Irish luck. I happened to listen to him for a while, and I got off to a very bad start, but I played very well and got a little bit shaky towards the end, but had 34 points, I was happy enough. It would mean an awful lot. As I said, I played in an awful lot of them, and I've been the bridesmaid in a couple of times, so hopefully I will be the bride today.
Orthodox stance. Bit of determination in the face there.
He doesn't do easy swinging, Kevin Cummins. That's another long hit. He's used to that. Now time to join Lee Sharp's panel. Lee actually qualified for the final, didn't have a great day. He's got more work to do.
Cheers, Rob. We're down here and I'm joined by Barney Puttick, golf guru, and Ricky Sutter, who unfortunately just missed out today, unfortunately about that. But we're here, and I just want to ask you, Barney, there's 3 lads that are pretty experienced at it. We've got a bit of a newbie in Abs, 2 handicapper though. Who would you say it's sort of favouring at the moment?
It's difficult, really. I mean, I think Abs has got a lot about him. You know, he's 2 handicap. He looked very confident just before we started. But my money would be on Paul Llewellyn. You know, he's up for it this year. 37 points today, and all the worst of the conditions. So I think experience will tell on this one.
I was just saying. And Ricky, it's not an easy opening hole, is it, for the playoff?
No, not at all. It's fairly narrow, so you need to be in position A with your tee shot, and that's probably the hardest part, with everyone standing there behind trying to hit a shot out of the middle, and a landing area at about 260, 270 to 150 yard approach is pretty tricky.
And we're joined here by the master himself, Mr. Hunt. Not a bad start for the newcomer.
It was the tension on that tee. I mean, you guys are down here, you could cut it with a knife. I mean, this is the Ovett and Co, the Ali and Fraser of the Trilby Tour. I'm shaking. I'm absolutely shaking on that tee. I mean, I'm not playing this like this, but this can be some playoff. Without doubt, the most tense playoff I've ever seen.
Well, they're all great guys, and win them all to win, but only one winner. Back to you, Rob.
Thank you, Lee. Yes, I think William, more than shaking, slightly out of breath, I think was more like it, as he rushed into that situation there.
Trying to go under the tree, carry the ditch, And as always, you just get the club face a bit strong. Turned it too early. Could be worse, though.
Abs with that wonderful tee shot, dead centre of the fairway. Now this is a chance to put a marker down. Nice move at the ball as well. Well done. Well done. Putting.
Nothing but admiration for these fellas, you know. If you didn't have them, you wouldn't have a professional game. They're in a cocoon of concentration right now. That's all he could do from there. Chase it up. A little bit of check there on the second bounce. It's not going to be on the putting surface, but it's not far away.
Quite the shot, Carmichael Brown. Now Kevin Commons, you can see how far he was down, but also right. He doesn't get relief here. He's got to get it up over this boundary fence very quickly. It's to keep the deer off the golf course, this. And will it be oh dear? No, it's not. Struck well. Oh, it's terrific stuff. It really is.
Yeah, they don't come much better than that from there. So easy to look up early and drive that into the fence.
Well, we're seeing some remarkable golf. Standards very high in the final on 3 tricky holes.
With the rain we've had over the last hour or so, the bunker's now a little damp, so he's got to be careful here and get the sole of the sand wedge bouncing. Superb. Wonderful shot from there.
Even Dave would be pleased with that. His charge splashing out to 5 or 6 feet. Long birdie putt for Abs.
Saw him earlier at 12, the par 5 from about this distance late. Stone dead. Well, it's not quite that, but it's a good effort from there. 3.5 feet left for the par 4.
No strokes for any of these players. They're all playing off scratch. So it's a proper tussle. Chip shot from the back edge for Carmichael Brown for the birdie.
He's such a confident player. Pin out, and he's got loft in his hands that could have been excused for playing it low.
Yeah, he's got a good strut about him. This Seb. Commons after the miraculous second for a birdie, the Irishman. Level par. 4's a very good score at 10. It's a subtle par 4. It's not easy.
Llewellyn for the par. Be a good up and down this, but not to be. So a bogey 5 has him at +1. 2 holes of the playoffs to go.
He was looking for some solace there from Davis caddy, who looked the other way. Abs par putt. Deserves this. 2 cracking shots and a couple of putts. All square with the golf course. So 3 are tied.
Second playoff hole, the par 5 12th. You look at the faces, and this moment is the only moment that matters. And of course, there's been a long build-up to the finals, into the playoffs, and probably the most confident of the 4, Seb with the driver.
Well, that's all he's got down there. That's full whack from Seb Carmichael Brown.
It is an inviting tee shot because it's very much downhill. So you're up there on the top. You can see all of the fairway. Good sound from Abs. Started it down the right. And it's not coming back. The rough there is quite sparse. He might be okay.
This is a good slogging match between Abs and Commons, the Irishman. Not to be outdone. Put a bit of zip into that one.
Got the longest follow through in the game. Bit of recoil at the end of it, also down the right, just in the semi.
And last to go, Rocky Llewellyn. Chasing, 1 shot back.
Nice move through the ball, Llewellyn. High right side. Hits the ball hard, yet maintains his balance. And you can see why they're erring down that side. The water on the left and short for the second.
Let's get back to Lee Sharp with the panel.
So I'm joined by Tom Muldoon. Tom, not quite good enough today, but still reigning Irish champion. So I think what you have to say is pretty important. And a big mate of Kev's as well. How do you think Kev's going to be coping with the pressure at the moment?
Well, he had a nice par at the start, so I'd say that'll settle the nerves. He's got about 220, par 5. I think he's going to have a go with it.
He'll have a go, will he?
Yeah, I think so.
And you fancy his chances?
220. Yeah, a bit of 6 iron, 7 iron. I think he'll get there.
Really?
Yeah.
My God, he should be on tour, isn't it, that far?
Well,
Barney, what do you think? They're in, 3 of them in nice position there. Should they go, or would you go for it?
It's a 7 out of 10 roll, is what I would say. If you can do it 7 times out of 10, take it. If you can't, then don't. But it'd be interesting to see who grabs it. I think Darren's definitely got the power, and you say Kevin hits it a long way, so it'd be interesting to see if somebody dares to do it. Yeah.
Well, let's see if the big hitters have got the kahunas. Back to you, Rob.
I think Lee might be referring to that big wave in Hawaii. He might be.
It's not the place to make a splash 12, however. Trundles off the back right side onto the back. Doesn't matter if it stays there, he'll get a lift and drop.
Carmichael Brown, his second. He's got loft in his hand. He's not going for the green here. Just lay it up, put it in position, and let's see what other people can do. So over the road is perfect in the middle of the fairway, and that's exactly what he's done.
Cummins from the right side. Not quite so much loft on that one. 100% plus. And it still wasn't enough. It's weight.
So he'll be dropping out that hazard. To Rocky Llewellyn, this will definitely be a layup.
Influenced, no doubt, by the shot before him. Just get it in play and take your chances from 90, 100 yards, somewhere about there.
So 1 in the water, 2 in perfect shape, and Abs getting a free drop off the path. When you're coming from back right, you don't really want to be going towards that flag.
Llewellyn with the third. Ball, tough, but erring on the side of caution, and totally understandable. The slope helping it back towards the flag. It's getting better and better.
Yeah, Rocky trying to grind them down. Carmichael Brown with his pitch. How brave is he going to be with this? How close to the water will it be? Oh, it's just brilliant. It's a brilliant shot.
Great chance of a birdie 4 for him. Cummins now after the drop, under 1 penalty, his 4th.
Well, it came to an attention very quickly. Putt for a par coming up for the Irishman.
Did indeed finish on the path, but free drop for Abs. A lot of sand to go over. On the green as quickly as he could, but it's a green that's running away from him, and really from there that's about as good as he could do.
So birdie putts on the way, par putts on the way. Rocky Llewellyn, last words from Dave, the mastermind.
Hasn't come up with a formula there, however.
So he remains +1 after the bogey at 10.
Quite a wide stance from Cummins. Ball just inside the left heel. Chest very much over the ball. Oh, it's a wishy-washy one. Never had any pace in it.
Again, tied with Rocky Llewellyn at +1. Kevin Cummins. Just a par 3 18th to come. It comes at you very fast when you get through to a Trilby Tour final, especially a World Championship with so much at stake.
Good recovery from the right side from Abs. What an up and down that is. And how important could that be at the end of all this?
Well, he deserved that. The pitch shot was fantastic. Took on the pin and the water perhaps if he got it wrong. Turned it into a birdie. Can Carmichael Brown match him?
Similar line, little from the left.
Not to beat, so he has 2 pars in the opening 2 holes of the final. 1 hole to go, and that is the signature hole, the par 3 18th at the Forest of Arden. quite something, and we'll see what happens in a couple of minutes.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Well, this is the last hole in ordinary time of the final of the Trilby Tour World Championship final. 4 men still involved and a very difficult par 3 to play.
Tee beautifully dressed, Forest of Arden in the bank. Starts it out to the right. Now, has he got the draw?
There's your bunker, Ewan. It's caught a lot of people out today. That's what he's got left.
It was the same when they had the British Masters and the English Open. A lot of the tour professionals found that bunker. Carmichael Brown, a little baffy for him. Good shot first time round, got it hole high about 15 feet. And it's even better than that this time, right at it.
Really good swing under the pressure. So, gauntlet has been laid down for Commons over par. Must find his best swing here. Got a lot of ball in that club face.
Didn't look much more than a 5-iron there for Cummins. See what Llewellyn can do with his long iron.
That one's going low and left. Dave's saying, I bring you here, I get you to the final, and this is what you do to me.
He can still get down in 2 from there. 2 players safely on in the right number.
As things get very interesting, so do the panel. Here's Lee Sharp.
Cheers, Rob. So I'm joined by the 2012 world champion, Carl the Power Powell, and you know a thing or two about playoffs.
Yeah.
How nervous will they be still in that final tee?
Incredibly nervous. I think Darren's just put it in the trap there. He's got a lot of sand to carry. Seb's put it close. Seb's one behind at the minute, but I think it's Seb's, to be fair. That's a tough bunk shot he's left itself. I think Seb will hold that. He looks to be holding his bottle. He's won it before. Yeah, I think Seb's going to do it. It's a great tee shot. And I think he'll hold it.
That's coming from a man that knows. And
I think he'll hold it.
we have seen that Abs has put his shot in the bunker.
Yeah, it's interesting how Seb took a little bit extra time on the tee, I noticed, and had another extra practice swing, really gathered himself, and then has played this fantastic shot in. So pressure's on Darren now to play a good bunker shot.
Tension's mounting, Rob. Let's see what happens.
He sure is. Thanks to Barney Puttock and to Lee Sharp, as always. Hopefully next year for Lee, it'll be a golfing story from him in the Trilby Tour World Championship final.
Yes, he's been close, but not quite close enough down the years.
Llewellyn with his pitch come chip at 18. It's not going to be good enough, I don't fancy, from there. It's all rather disappointing.
From the sand. It's in the base of the bunker, so it's a reasonable lie. Time to commit and believe. Gives himself the chance of a closing par 3.
So Ab's the only man under par currently. That to stay under par. The Llewellyn's looking dodgy, so is Commons, unless this goes in. And that was that. Ball in pocket. Kevin's had enough. He realises he can't beat level or 1 under. Good try.
Llewellyn for his par. High point of the green, just about there. Then onto the downslope. Tee shot the cause of that.
And then there were 2. Paul bows out.
It's what they've been playing for, what they've been dreaming about all season, and the moment has arrived. Need to pop this in.
Well, that's an amazing 2. It really is. That's as good as it gets. To make 2 on that hole when you needed it, that might be good enough, because there's work to be done for Abs to stay at -1.
Yeah, fitting way to end the day, that's for sure. A 2 there is a rare bird. But as you say, this man still has a chance. This must go in.
Oh, equally brave. Take that. That's what it means to him. Superb par up and down from the bunker. So 2 men at -1 will go back to that 18th tee.
18 holes, 3 playoff holes, not enough to decide the champion. It's never a desirable sight, but you can understand it. That's a wide.
That is really bad.
It's pressure. It's just pressure. Swing didn't hold up on that occasion. Door wide open for Abs.
Can he take the opportunity? Free-flowing swing. Avoids the bunker. It's not on the green, but he'll get the putter on that.
Well, it's a little bit like the claret jug, that. Very like it. It is to these players. It means that much to them.
It is. It's their Open Championship, and it's all come down to this. Eyes shut, probably trying to imagine the shot. Now go ahead and execute it. Shot that needs some height. Well, he's played it a little fortunate, of course, landing in the semi, but 9 feet left for the par.
Abs with a putt to win from the fringe. Quite right, leave the flag in, that's okay. How close will he get this? It's not short. Sit down. Goodness me. Shake of the head, quite right. He knew it was fast.
Stapleford all the way. It's now really head-to-head match play. And you get the feeling if Seb can knock this in, the other might miss, and vice versa.
And there's Seb's dad in the crowd watching on. They just keep doing it. They just keep coming up with the goods. Brilliant par off a squiffy tee shot.
Yes, and having lost his cool on the tee, did well to get himself back together. So Abs once again, not for the first time today, must putt at 18.
And that is that. He looked like the favourite, but in the end, Seb Carmichael Brown is overcome with emotion. It's all boiled down to a singularity, and in the end, a brilliant up and down gets the job done. He is the Trilby Tour World Champion for 2015. What a moment.
The champion may be crowned, but the Trilby season isn't over yet. We still have the Trilby 2's pairs competition from Hull, our Rogues special, and a pair of match play events from Rockcliffe Hall before we're done with you. Now, let's hear from the new world champion, Seb Carmichael Brown.
Yes, very tough competition. Tough course, incredible field, challenging conditions. You know, to be able to do it under those circumstances makes it even sweeter, to be honest. But for me, you know, I said that winning at Hanbury validated the first national final that I won, international final that I won 2013. Well, this just puts a cherry right on top, I guess. So yeah, I literally could not be happier.
Shot of the day should have gone to Ricky Sutter for his 220-yard albatross on the 10th, but our cameraman on that hole was changing his batteries when it dropped. Sorry, Ricky. Instead, Mr. Carmichael Brown gets yet another accolade for his pinpoint tee shot on the 8th. As if he hadn't won enough. Now, even at the final, we have rogues to display in the gallery, and we start with a batch of champions. First 2014 champion Jed Doherty trickling his way into a bunker on the 14th. On the 15th, we find champion of Norfolk Tom Chapman adopting an intriguing approach to chipping onto the green. And here's Shane Nugent, champion of Lancashire, on the 16th, making sure his ball stays out to the rain by sending it into the lake. The Forest of Arden, once known as a deer reserve, has now been entirely overtaken by lost golfers and their confused caddies. Phil Dooley on the 12th green, patiently waiting for his ball to trickle slowly into the water. You may as well accept the inevitable, Phil. It was always going to happen.
John Dewberry on the 6th, showing how to locate the green, if by green you mean a far and distant, unexplored corner of the course.
Shoeless Mark Hutchinson will soon be bearing his feet again as he goes into the lake to retrieve this ball. Paul Fell qualified on the tricky greens of Bredsall Priory. This has apparently left him with a distinct aversion to going anywhere near greens ever again. On the 6th, Lee Powell attempts to entertain the world's most bored caddy with some deliberately bad play. Come on, son, give us a grin for goodness sake.
This rough on the 16th just isn't rough enough for Tom Hartley, so he aims squarely for the really thick jungle. Hernan Rodriguez loves the sound of balls hitting trees. See, look how happy it makes him.
So to the 18th, where Tom Chapman fails to hit the green, but succeeds with considerable aplomb to find the massive lake just in front of it.
And finally, Howard Battersby takes the nuclear option on the 18th by blasting over the lake, over the green, over the rough and virtually into the clubhouse.
Now let's find out how William feels after the playoff.
Exhausting. That playoff, I'm absolutely exhausted. I went on doing bits on the panel before. I had nothing to say but just blabbing because it's just. I felt every stroke, every moment of that, and you got to feel for Darren Abbs. He was a magnificent player. Paul Llewellyn's broken after that. Kevin Cummins did exactly what I thought he'd do, and overestimated. Just he gets in the way of himself. But Seb Carmichael Brown is like a machine. He's like a putting machine. And I said earlier today, I know who I want to win it, and I know who will win it.
Next week we arrive at the wonderful but very wet Hull for the Trilby Twos. Never has so much rain fallen on so many players for so long. Until then, please check out www.williamhunttrilbytour.com to see if you could become a Trilby champ in 2016. We'll see you next week. I said run, Forest, run, not run through the forest.
William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.